Americans are doing so much to try to save money right now. Okay, listen to this. All right. People are taking various liquid products and diluting them to make them stretch further. And so I did that with, we've got the liquid soap things in the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that. So when the liquid soap thing got halfway down.
Did you tell Lane you were doing this?
No.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I read an item in the Wall Street Journal that people were diluting laundry detergent, they were diluting soap, and they were doing all these kind of things. And I thought, well, maybe it would be just fine. So I'm now tearing the dryer sheets in half. The things you throw in the dryer, the
Oh, yeah.
Kirkland
we know
signature,
what those
a member's
are.
mark. Yeah. So I'm tearing those in half, and nobody's complained after I do a load in the dryer that the things aren't soft enough. So now I've just spilled the beans.
Oh, boy.
But I'm tearing those in half. So I did it with the liquid soap in the bathroom, and nobody's noticed that either. Mm-hmm. That I've diluted that. I mean, there are all these kind of things you can do to save money. And
well, the Clarkies are unbelievable with it.
Well, you're going to read some of those.
Oh, you want me to read those?
Why don't you read them instead of me? Because people are tired of hearing my voice. But what made me think about this was there was a Wall Street Journal item that Procter & Gamble's complaining that their sales are dropping because people are who are really brand loyal to Tide and stuff like that. They're diluting all the products to make them stretch further, and they seem to be happy with they're getting the clean clothes and the other stuff is working fine. So, I mean, why not?
Well,
so what are some things?
One Clarkie uses their drying rack to dry all their clothes and bedding. Another one,
That's
Jill,
more than I'll do.
That was Angela. Jill says I've been making my own laundry detergent and using white vinegar as my fabric softener since the mid to late 80s. I cannot imagine how much money I've saved. Bruce says reusing Placker's floss. They work fine. They wash off fine and work for several future uses. Dave says, use return address number 10 envelopes from junk mail. I use an address label to cover their address and write a new address on the label. Rachel in Texas says, my favorite money saving habit cuts my coffee spending by almost 50%. Obviously, the biggest tip is to brew coffee at home, but the expense can be cut further by simply using 2 filters. Doubling up slows the filtering, so you only need about a tablespoon per cup. For an 8-pot pot of coffee, I use 5 tablespoons for my perfect cup. And then, let's see, Jackie in California, I forage for fruit and berries from either wild or domestic plants growing in wild or public areas. MK says I wash Ziploc bags, dry them thoroughly, and use them again. Joyce says I bring my own soda that I buy at Sam's by the case, usually a Coke Zero and a refill when I'm eating lunch out. Even if I'm doing fast food, that $3 only cost me 48 cents, $3 can. And then brings her own bag of chips, big bag of chips. Let's see, there were so many. John says I keep gas water heater setting at vacation except right before I take a shower. Jed says our water costs close to $10 a unit, 749 gallons. So I save the water from the washing machine in 30-gallon plastic garbage cans and use a bucket of the used water to flush the toilet. I also save the shower water waiting for it to get warm in a clean water container and use that water to make my coffee in the morning. Mark says, my wife and I pick up trash on our daily walks. We often find discarded pieces of clothing, socks, hats, jackets, etc. on our normal route. Instead of throwing these pieces into the trash, we recycle them into our wardrobe after a very good washing. We pretty much never have to buy clothing, hats, socks, etc. because we repurpose these items.
Do we have just the greatest listeners and viewers? How about, people always say to me, Clark, you're so cheap. And they're not saying as a compliment.
No.
I take it as a compliment. Our listeners and viewers are cheaper than I am.
I know Annie in Arizona says use a tea bag twice. Also, rinse out and reuse plastic sandwich bags. We got that one. And 3, paper towels. Dry out wet ones and reuse them. And 4, at restaurants, share an entree and have water for a drink, or just get appetizers instead of entrees. Let's see. Ryan says I cut tables and bottles in half to get every bit of tubes and bottles in half to get every bit of toothpaste, lotion, and sunscreen out of them. I mean, there are so many here. I love it. We'll definitely do a follow-up article on Clark.com.
Oh, can we do that?
Oh, yeah. We've got to put more of these in there.
And if you have, how can people add more to this?
We'll put a link to the survey in the show notes. I got to read one more. Sharon, I save the wrappers off of sticks of butter and use them when I need to grease a baking pan or muffin tins. Hardly ever have to use nonstick sprays, and it's much healthier and doesn't add calories, and the food never sticks. I never thought of that.
Wow.
Anyway, thank you all for your responses.
Can't wait for more. Maybe we'll have a follow-up episode on the podcast and YouTube show. Okay. So let's hear our questions.
All right.
Hey, thank you all for taking the time to post those. It's really great because it's all part of the team effort, because you're giving others ideas how to save money. And I thought I was doing so well tearing the dryer sheet in half. And it's like,
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's kindergarten stuff. Let's talk real stuff.
And also that originally was put in our daily newsletter, the Clark.com daily newsletter, which has a lot of fun stats. We switch it up every day, and we often have polls in there, and it's really great for us to hear how the Clarkies feel. So I hope you're signed up for the newsletter. And if you're not, you can go to Clark.com/newsletters.